I Shalom. First and foremost, gonna give all praises and glories due to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Kwakadash. Double honors, much love and respect to the elders and apostles and bishops of great millstone, and honors and salutations to all the Yakim all around the world that's doing this work in sincerity and in truth. And Shalom to this refuses this listen in silence to the spirit and power of our Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So the video of Clinton Rampage Jackson's son, Raja Rampage. Um, you know, you brothers already know it went viral. Technically, he went in the ring and beat the shit out of this Edomite. You know, that was really making mockery of him, technically. So he just lost it and just went in there and just whipped his ass, you know. And really, what it is, it goes back to the womb. Okay, all of this stuff goes back to the womb. All right, back to during the time when of Jacob and Esau. So this is a spiritual thing, and the animosity, between um, Esau and Jacob, which Esau represents the so-called white people, and Jacob represents the so-called Negroes, the Latin tribes and the Native and Seminole Indian tribes. All right, we're Jacob, mainly, I'm saying, the tribe of Judah, you know. So he went in there and beat the shit out of this Edomite, you know. And really, you know, I don't really feel any remorse or feel any any bad about it neither, like others do, you know. You got other Jakes, that are just, feeling bad about the situation, but men that are in the know, that men that are in the truth, we don't feel bad about it. We actually praise it because, you know, look at the shit that Esau's been doing to Jake, throughout, you know, for the past, over 400 years now. So now Esau, he's starting to reap what he sowed now. That race war, is brewing, you know. And we've been talking about a race war that's going to take place in America, and it's brewing, it's manifesting right now, seeing things like this, which, which without further ado, I'm just going to play it, when he gets in the ring and he just goes on the attack like a vicious, hungry lion, Go ahead. Let me just play real quick.
As his kick stream rolled on, Raja Jackson, the son of UFC legend Quentin Rampage Jackson, went into the ring of a wrestling match and attacked Stuart Smith. You could see the punches landing on Smith's head as he lay unconscious. By my count, there were over 20 thrown. Other competitors would jump in.
Yeah, you can see the strength of Jake, you know what I'm saying? Compared to him, he was just a little man, compared to that Edomite, but he picked him up. He picked him up like it was nothing and just gave him that harsh body slam, you know what I'm saying? And he just started wailing on him, you know? And that was for real too. All that anger and that frustration that he had built within him, you know, making fun of him, He was like, nah, man. He took all that anger out. And after he was finished, you know what I'm saying, he felt good, you know. But that's the enmity between us, Jacob and Esau, you know. And really, it's gonna escalate. We're gonna start seeing more of these things, all right? Because it's gonna truly escalate into a full-blown race war real soon. And we've been talking about this, all right? And we're starting to see, an inkling of it right now with this race war that's about to take place. All right. But I'll just play a little bit more of it. But
to try and prevent further damage from taking place, while Stuart continues to just lay there.
yeah, he just totally not. Yeah, Jake done fucked him up, man. All right. So, we're going to start to see more of these incidents take place. But, I'm not going to make the video long. I'm going to get into the scriptures here. So, this is Genesis chapter 25, verse. Yeah, I'm going to start at verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him, and and Rebekah his wife conceived, and the children struggled together within her, and she said, "If it be so, why am I thus?" And she went to inquire of the Lord, and the Lord said unto her, Two nations are in thy womb, and two matter of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. You see, the one people shall be stronger than the other. You see, you could clearly see, even, you know, Jake was a little smaller than the Edomite, but, Jake picked up that Edomite like nothing, and slammed him, gave him a harsh body slam. Pretty much, he was already knocked out already after that vicious body slam. The force of that body slam was enough to knock the Edomite out right there. You know, and then he just started wailing on him. You know, so that's Jacob. That's the power, and it's a known fact. That we are stronger, physically stronger, mentally stronger than these Edomites are. You know, the only upper hand that they have on us is because of the curses. Really, that's the only upper hand that they have upon Jake right now because of the curses that the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushua put on us for disobedience. Okay, so that's the only upper hand that they really have, on Jake right now. But other than that, once those curses are lifted, it's a wrap. You know, and our Lord Yahweh Shai, he's coming back to lift them curses from off of us. Starting with the elect. Okay, our Lord Yahweh Shai is coming to lift those curses up off of us. And already, when Yahweh Shai returns, it's going to be a wrap. Because this time our Lord Yahweh Shai, he's not coming back as he came back 2,000 years ago. All right, over 2,000 years ago. All right, going back to Isaiah chapter the 47th chapter, where it says he will take vengeance and he will not meet thee as a man. Okay, so when Yahweh Shai comes back this time again, he's coming back with in his full power. All right, just like a young lion. We always use the analogy of the young lion. All right, all right. When a young lion comes and conquers a pride, he banishes the old lion from the pride. You know what I'm saying? Because he's in his prime, he's in his strength. All right. Usually that the lion that has the pride that previously had the pride, he's not in his prime no more. So it's easy for that young lion to come in and just take over, and that's what our Lord Yahweh Shai is coming. He's coming back as a young lion, okay, in his full strength. Like the bishop elder to Zion one like to say, in his full strength. You know, yeah. So that's how our Lord Yahweh Shai is coming back. So That's the only upper hand that these Edomites have over us right now is because of the curses. And the Most High gave him, gave Esau the power, which he likes to brag and saying that it was by his own power, not given, the glory or the praise, to Yahweh, to Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, to the Most High. And that's another reason why Esau's going to go down, because, you know, he never gave the glory or the praise, or the credit to the Most High for putting him in power. He never gave, the Most High the credit. So that's another reason why this devil, when he goes down, he's gonna go down hard, just like this Edomite did. Just like when that Jake just slammed that Edomite. That's how hard Esau's kingdom is gonna go down, just like that. All right, and this is all a spiritual thing. Him going into that ring was a spiritual thing. And whipping that Edomite's ass was manifest destiny, so to say, of what's gonna take place with you Edomites. Okay, that's just manifest destiny. All right. That's exactly how you Edomites are gonna go down. All right, you so-called white people. All right, that's how you're gonna go down, just like this Edomite did when he came into the ring and slammed him like that. All right, that's just a prelude to your kingdom going down, Esau. That's it. You know, that's it. All right, you know, that's it. Reading on. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Verse 26. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bared them. You know. So what happened? That was symbolic. The hand of Jacob took hold of Esau's heel. You know what I'm saying? That was symbolic of him being brought down. All right. You know. So that was him. That was symbolic of him being brought down, just like that Edomite. All right. And then the story goes on. Once the boys grew up, Esau, ended up selling his birthright to Jacob, for a morsel of meat, and all of that. And then that's when Jake got the power, so to say. The Jacob got the blessing, and everything. But that's what's coming. Jake is gonna rise up, and Jake is gonna just start tearing the shit up, just like these Edomites. All right. So that we're fastly approaching that time. All right. This race war is definitely brewing up. All right. So with that, I'm gonna leave it there. Just hope the lesson was edifying. Gonna give all praises and glories due to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kwakadash. Shalom.